Hey guys, my name is Viper and I'll be helping Kay out with this video today.
Thank you, Viper. Glad you can join me. Let's get straight into it, shall we?
Hi, I'm Kimberly Solis. We're here in campus and I want to hear students' opinions on feminism. Let's go ask around.
So will we be getting responses you want to be heard, or will we be getting a diverse pool of opinions on feminism? I think it is more than likely going to be the former rather than the latter.
Be serious now, Viper. She's a college feminist. You just know she won't include people who don't already agree with her or feminism, but I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt.
My personal opinions on feminism is that I am all for it because many people in America nowadays think that feminism is about women being more powerful than men, when in reality it's about equality and women being able to get abortions and women being able to have, basic human rights, same as men.
Okay, in terms of equality, we have that. Women can do whatever a man can do in Western society, but what it comes down to at the end of the day is the woman's choice. Just because a woman doesn't want to be a CEO of a company and instead a housewife, it's her choice and she shouldn't be shamed for it. In terms of the abortion argument, that's a whole another video on its own. But this is one area where we see a clear division in the feminist ideology. Many pro-choice feminists say that women who are for pro-life are actually against women.
I'm just going to add to what Viper said about choice. Yes, it's ultimately down to the women's choice what they do, but there are some feminists out there who say that women shouldn't get that choice. Take Anita for instance. She believes that a woman choosing what they want to do is down to the patriarchy. Yep.
I don't know too much about feminism, but I feel that it needs to be out there more because many people think of it as something irrelevant more than relevant than what it should be. I feel like many women feel that it's important, but since it's not out there, then they stop caring about it, if that makes sense. I feel like it's something really important though, because it's just like men have that masculinity and they feel like they have to be manly. I feel like girls also feel that feminism is super important and a part of them.
To sum it up, that was a whole lot of nothing. Feminism and social justice causes are already out there in the public eye. When you have celebrities going on stage at awards shows and complaining about the wage gap, when you have huge protests like the Women's March and slut walks, when certain adverts or commercials are taken down because they might be offensive to women, when you have a women's rights movement shutting down a men's shelter, when you have feminists trying to push their way into gaming because they don't see it as inclusive because some 40k characters are not specifically women and they complain about representation. Sorry, lost track there. The point is, feminism is pretty much out there for the world to see. And what the world is seeing at the moment isn't very pretty.
How can feminism be any more out there than it already is? As Viper said, there's women's marches that get a lot of coverage from major networks. Do you think there'll be that much coverage for men if we march for a myriad of actual issues, rather than just finding air conditioners sexist because you're a little cold? I put a question to you. Which would you consider more sexist, being opposed to feminism or being opposed to men's rights? If you said feminism, then congratulations, you've just proven how out there it is. When people like myself and other anti-feminist YouTubers get demonetized for even thinking about criticising the indoctrination of kids, yet the original videos have ads on them, you just know who the world favours.
Well, feminism in the United States has had a very long history, from the suffragettes and the 19th Amendment all the way to the 1970s and the feminist movement regarding abortion. And I think that the United States has significantly made large strides in the past regarding women's rights, from Republican motherhood all the way to the 19th Amendment, suffragettes. Actually, the case Roe v. Wade was a major turning point in feminist history in the United States. But I still do think that we are behind some other European countries, and I do certainly think that we can do a much better job at keeping up. For example, we could have a system kind of like Japan's, in which women are allowed to bring their children to work and your employer is forced to provide a certain type of child care for your employer. I think that's something that could be brought to the US and something that would be beneficial in getting women out into the labor force and diversifying private sector sector jobs. The government has done a very good job of promoting diversity, men, females, whatever ethnicity, religion, but I do think that it could be carried into the private sector.
So basically what you're saying is that feminism has come a long way, but there's still a lot more to do. The question would be, would it work for the US? Just because one thing works in one country doesn't mean it will work everywhere else. Japan is taking steps to get women back into the workforce because of the shrinking and ageing population that it has. Plus, not to mention, the key word in that sentence was forced. So it does make me wonder, what types of penalties do companies face if they don't comply with such terms?
So you want to force companies to do what you want them to do? Yeah, good luck trying that if you want women to keep their jobs. Also, I noticed you brought up the suffragettes a few times. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of male suffrage? I'm going to go out on a women here and say you haven't. Well, that was the movement to get men the right to vote, at the expense of them having to serve the draft, that is. Something that men in the US still have to do to this day. How about we take the focus off of women? It's about time we focus on the other sex, or isn't it about equality?
So the last wave of feminism did a lot. It gave women like more opportunities to work. So there's a lot more women now in like administrative positions than there was 30 years ago. So I feel like it did its part, but nowadays I don't really know what it's about anymore. So they want equal pay, but they don't. The wage gap doesn't really take into consideration like positions, hours put in, and like where they are in the company. So position again. So, and there's the pink tax, which I don't agree with either, because you got to take a look at like the back label of a lot of feminine products. There's a very long list, so it's not a pink tax. It's more like you're paying for more because there's more in it. I feel like feminism could do a lot for society in regards like I want equality for everybody. Like I'll sign up for the draft or just abolish it altogether, so nobody has to sign up for it at all.
Praise Zeus! Praise Daddy Poseidon! I was not expecting this video to include somebody with these ideas. Kay, how come he's not having a rotten tomato thrown at him afterwards for saying that?
I honestly don't know, Viper, but what I do know is we need to find this man and buy him a beer. He's just destroyed two of feminism's most annoying and lied about talking points in a matter of seconds. I really didn't think she'd include someone who disagrees, but kudos to her for doing so.
Thank you for having me on to help Kay. To anyone who's watching this video on my channel, I hope you enjoyed the video and go and subscribe to Kay on his channel. His link will be down below in the description. He's an awesome YouTuber and I do recommend him. Bye guys!
No problem, Viper. Thanks for doing this with me, and if you're watching this on my channel, go sub to Viper, she's awesome. Link is down below, along with Patreon and Streamlabs links. See you guys next time. Bye!